And does anybody remember there was an iconic image during the Lebanon War where these little Israeli girls were riding on missiles with love? Anybody see those?
Yeah.
So basically they had little Israeli girls riding on missiles that said with love, and then those were dropped on the civilian population of Lebanon. So this is, I'll read this and then I'll read a few more, and it's in response. Missiles said, with love. I fall to where they hit. Charred limbs, stained tears, rotting corpses. No love in sight. A pregnant woman dies at a checkpoint. Sometimes a hand in the face is as powerful as a pistol. From my rooftop, I can see an Israeli sunbathing on the balcony my grandfather built. She closes her eyes, smells the sea salt, caresses the soft sand, and takes in a deep breath and feels the wind hug her arms as her father once did. For a split second, she imagines they've returned where she was born, where she belongs. These are not rocks. They are the bulldozed headstones of our forefathers. So the next poem, I'm just going to go into this, and it's called A Poem for Gaza. It's pretty self-explanatory. I wrote it as 1,400 people in the Gaza Strip were bombed mercilessly, and just to see, it's not just Gaza. A lot of people just talk about Gaza, but what the people are living through in the West Bank, now in East Jerusalem, with continued ethnic cleansing and kicking people out of houses, and you've had over 25,000 home demolitions since 1967. It's important to understand what's still going on, how there are more than 30 laws that systematically discriminate against Palestinian citizens of the State of Israel. This is a poem for Gaza. I never knew death until I saw the bombing of a refugee camp. Craters filled with disfigured elbows and splattered torsos, but no sign of a face. The only oppression, a fading scream. I never understood pain until a 7-year-old girl clutched my hand, stared up at me with soft brown eyes, waiting for answers. I didn't have any. I had dry pens in my back pocket that couldn't fill pages of understanding or resolution. In her other hand, she held the key to her grandmother's house. But I couldn't unlock the cell that caged older brothers. They said, we slingshot dreams so the other side will feel our father's presence. A craftsman built homes in areas where no one was building, and when he fell, he was silent. A .50 caliber bullet tore through his neck, shredding his vocal cords. Too close to the wall. His hammer must have been a weapon. He must have been a weapon. Encroaching on settlement hills and demographics. So his daughter studies mathematics. 7 explosions times 8 bodies equals 4 congressional resolutions. 7 Apache helicopters times 8 Palestinian villages equals silence and a second Nakba. Our birth rate minus their birth rate equals 1C and 400 villages re-erected. 1 state plus 2 peoples. And she can't stop crying. Never knew revolution or the proper equation. Tears at the pages with her fingertips, searching for answers but only has teachers. Looks to the sky and sees stars of David demolishing squalor with hellfire missiles. She thinks back words and memories of his last hug before he turned and fell. Now she pumps dirty water from wells while settlements divide and conquer. And her father's killer sits beachfront with European vernacular. She thinks back words while they think back words of obscene notions and indigenous confusion. This is our land, she says. She's 7 years old. This is our land, she says. And she doesn't need history books or a schoolroom teacher. She has these walls, this sky, her refugee camp. She doesn't know the proper equation, but she sees my dry pens, no longer waiting for my answers, just holding her grandmother's key, searching for ink.